Vintage Needle Crafter. First off, I would just like to apologize about my eye. Please excuse my right eye. I bursted a blood vein in my right eye. I'm not sure how it happened, but it looks a little strange, that's why. Okay, I have some wonderful things I want to share with you today. I have a couple of finished projects I wanted to share, and my new fixation. A new project that I started. It started out with something that I really wanted to cast on, something I could not get the pattern for, and I had to make the pattern up myself. But first off, I have to show you my toe up 2 at a time socks. I have a better picture here. These were the toe up 2 at a time socks that I started a couple of weeks ago. They were cast on from the toe up, from the book Toe Up 2 at a Time Socks. Those are finished. I used a strand of superwash merino and a strand of nylon thread that my husband found at the thrift store. I think they have the yarns right over here. I do. I have a little bit left of these. This was the nylon. It's called Matrix. Super stretchy. And then this was the what I have left of the Hobby Lobby Superwash Merino hand-dyed wool. So yeah, these took me only a couple of weeks to complete, and they're so nice. I don't have sock blockers. Well, I do, but they're broken. They came to me broken. Be careful, in fact, if you're buying sock blockers on Amazon. They do come sometimes broken. Best to get them, a little bit better quality, maybe on Etsy or something, but yeah. Those were mine. They come broken, so I just took some cardboard and just made my own. And I put these on here damp. It was okay. They'll dry and everything. I have holes down here, so those are the socks. And also, I ordered myself a new drop spindle. This one did come from Amazon. I can't remember the maker's name now, but it's got this nice little old-time, reminds me of a wagon wheel. It's very pretty. It's cherry finish. So now I have 2, and I am working through, let's see, this fiber. I just have a little bit left to go. Isn't that pretty? It's got some copper and some blue, and this I got on Etsy from, let me see, Felt-Rite Fibers on Etsy, and it is called Champs Ulysses. If I could show you there is the Felt-Rite Fibers. So I'm almost finished with that. And I needed a second spindle. I really did, because I was always having to finish one spindle, wind it all off, then start again. Now I have 2, so it'll make it much nicer. Okay, next up, I finally finished the pink and white cardigan. There it is. This is a cardigan that I made from upcycled yarn. I'll put it on for you. This was a throw blanket in its first life, and it was machine knitted, and the yarn was very different. It had like 6 strands, which made it a little bit of a challenge to knit with. But I finally finished. I made it. I decided to make it short sleeve, even though I probably had enough yarn left to finish it. The buttons on here are from that cotton. Remember the last video I talked about that cotton sweater that I took apart? That was frustrating for me because the way it was machine knitted, go. The way it was machine knitted, it was very hard to take apart, but those are the buttons from that. So here it is. I just put 2 little buttons on. I think it's so cute. We're going to be having cooler days coming up. And I wanted something that was light because this is a cotton acrylic blend. I want something that was light and easy to wear. Yeah. This I knitted in the moss stitch. And I'm going to show you how I made this. Try to anyway. Oops. I caught a thread in the button. Oh dear. I certainly did. I got one of my buttons in the thread. There we go. Okay. How I made this was I started at the back on the bottom here, and I just measured around me all the way around where I wanted the sweater to meet, and then I divided that in half. Half was for the back side, and I just did a 3x3 ribbing for 2 inches, and then I proceeded to go all the way up with the moss stitch, and that was the stitch I mainly used. And I came up and just decreased for the armholes in the back, and then came up and did the neck shaping. You just have to work that out for yourself. I don't have a pattern. I just kept trying it on, and from everything I learned and that, I know it can be a little intimidating if you're a new knitter, a little more experience, and you can probably get to making your own things. But the front pieces, I did the same way. I just did the 3x3 ribbing, and I went up with those. And then when I got so far up to the armholes, I cast it off while I was decreasing here to make the V-neck. And then I just, after that, I did the band, and I started down at the bottom. I just went all the way around with the band. So it's all one piece. It's just all the way around the band. And that's after I had sewn on the fronts and the backs. The front pieces and then the back I sewed together. Then I put this band on all the way around in one section. Then after that, I just cast it on in the round for the arms, decreasing down to 54 stitches, and then finished with the rib. And all after that was just the buttons that I put on. But I like the sweater. Still a little bit too warm for today. We're still having temperatures in the 80s. This piece here I'm wearing, it's not anything that I made. It was something that I picked up, and at first I thought I'm going to take it apart because it's 100% cotton. But after looking at the color and everything, I thought, no, I really like the style of it, and the yarn is very thin, and it won't make for taking things apart. In fact, tips when you are looking to upcycle: number one, look for what kind of yarn it is. It should say on the tag. 100% cotton is very nice. A cotton acrylic is nice. Wool, woolen silk, polyester is also nice. Look for what it's made of first. Second tip is, this is an important one, and I'll have to show you on the one I'm wearing. Look for how it is stitched. Okay? Like this. I have to show you here. Like this here. Do you see that seam? Okay, if you can take your fingers and pull apart that seam to where you can see the stitches behind it, you can take it apart. If it is, if it is overlocked serger, I think that's how you say it. yeah, if it's overlocked or overstitched, you will not be able to take that apart. You'll have such a terrible, difficult time. So that's a second tip to look for. Make sure you see that seam going down, pull it apart, see if you can see where you can get in there with your seam ripper and just take that apart. That's the second tip. And most things that are machine stitched have that going back and forth like this. So when you're pulling one side and you get caught, try pulling the other side and see if that's what the problem is. Like I had with that cotton sweater that I did not get much yarn from. Yeah, I really wanted to make something out of cotton. But alas, I had something else in my closet that I was able to take apart, and it was made with Red Heart Amore yarn, which is a very soft polyester. So I'm hoping maybe if I get enough time to cast on this that I found from Ravelry. That's a very nice sleeveless tank top, if I get time for that. Also, I found something else on YouTube. A lady had another tank top that was very nice. It was a navy blue, but the only thing navy blue I have is just acrylic, which won't be very cool to wear. Okay, enough with that. Moving on. There seems to be a new trend. I forgot to mention, there seems to be a new trend lately with upcycling. So a lot of YouTube videos out there to teach you how to get started with that, what to look for in the thrift stores and all that. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my new fixation. Okay, this all started with a few videos I watched of ladies making their sweater called the Ranunculus. The Ranunculus. I forget the designer's name, but I'll put that here. She's a wonderful designer, and it's such a beautiful sweater, and many ladies are making it, and I can see what all the hype is about now because it's such a simple yet elegant pattern, and I really liked it a lot. But here was my problem. I fell in love with the sweater, seen many ladies making it on YouTube and Instagram, Ravelry. There's like 65 pictures of the sweater. And I thought, oh, I really want to make one of these. I really want to make one of these for fall. Well, there was a problem. I'm not able to purchase on Ravelry because I always like to use my credit card, but it keeps directing me to PayPal, and it's telling me there's a problem with that and I can't make the purchase. Maybe it's a glitch, I don't know, but it upset me. So I thought, well, sit down, take a photo of the sweater, maybe see if I could figure out how to come up with my own version. And this is what I have so far. Ta-da! Here is my little version of my own Ranunculus. I've been taking notes as I go along. Have them in here. But I just looked at the stitches and thought I'll try to duplicate something similar. I've been taking notes for that. But I started mine out with just, first of all, I just want to stop and say, if you really want to knit a Ranunculus, please, please go to Ravelry and purchase the pattern from the designer herself, because she has a wonderful, the pattern is just beautiful. I cannot make mine look as good as hers. It's really beautiful. And she gives you little video tutorials along the way. But with that being said, this was just my own version. How I made this was I cast it on 72 stitches and then worked in a knit 1 and purl 2 for 3 rounds, and then connected together in the round, and then added to make knit 1, purl 3, And then I came down and did a small little cable pattern right there. And past that, now I am at what I call the rope. There's like a little chain rope that runs across her pattern. And I'm just doing that by, let's see, what I write down. It was that section. I got up to 150 stitches, by the way, here. And then I just, the braided round was a knit one, make one, slip one, and pass the slip stitch over. And then repeated that around. And this is the yarn I'm using. This is knitted on a number 10 Chiagu Chow. I'm not sure how to say that. Chiagu circular needle, size 10. And then this was the yarn I'm using. And you guess what? I only have one of these. This is Hirschner's Worsted 8 yarn. It's just a premium acrylic. I'm just using a premium acrylic for this. This was in my stash. I'm still working down my stash. It's getting a little more challenging, by the way. But I only have, let's see, the rest of this month, in September, October, November, and then in December, I plan on building up my stash again. But I'm doing well with my goal. I'm doing well. And it's disciplining me to use what I have and try to make more projects from what I have instead of buying so much yarn. My husband appreciates that. Okay, but this is the only one I have. So it's quite a game of yarn chicken. I'm going to finish the yoke, and then I'm just going to set a little sleeves around in here. It's going to be a crop top. So I'm hoping to have enough of this. We'll see. We'll see. I am excited to see how it goes. But this I did in I did this like 7 hours off and on knitting. So it goes fast. If you've never made any circular sweaters in the round, give that a try. They're wonderful. They go quickly. The only thing you have to do when you get to this point is you just keep going until it will go over your shoulder. And then make sure you count. You just have to do the math and work it out for yourself. Just count the stitches for the sleeves, front and back. But yeah, that was what I have so far on that. And hopefully sometime I'll be able to purchase the original pattern. I'm not sure what's going on there, but there are other ladies out there, other designers out there that I have their patterns saved, but not be able to purchase yet. Oh, that's all I had to share with you today. This is just a little update on what I'm working on, what I've been up to. The garden is coming along quite nicely. We did get 2 more of those galvanized planter boxes. And I haven't got anything planted in there yet because the season is getting late, but the beets are about this tall, and I have green beans coming up, and the peppers are blooming, so I may get some peppers on that. So it's going along nicely. The other 2, I might just end up amending the soil and maybe planting some winter wheat just to turn it under and give the soil some nutrients. But anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully you have some cool weather coming, some nice weather coming. You all take care and be blessed, and keep working on those makes. It's even summer. Summer is going by, I realize, but we still have a little summer left. So if you're aching to just get something on those needles or those hooks that's a summer item, go for it. You can always wear another shirt over top of it. Well, have a wonderful day. I thank you all for being here. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out and give this a nice thumbs up. And I'll see you all again another time. Bye.